how you all doing, and welcome to a new vlog. So this is actually a very exciting reading vlog for me, as you can already tell by the title, but I'm going to be rereading Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Okay, so I got this idea for a vlog a while ago, maybe early this year, late last year, I don't remember. But I've been wanting to reread The Cursed Child, and I thought that it'd be really fun to do a vlog for it where I reread it and then talk about how my opinions have changed on it since first reading it when it came out, and just kind of seeing how my thoughts differ. So I'm really excited about this, honestly. I mean, I'm also really scared to reread it. Yeah, so let's just quickly talk about my experience reading this for the first time. So this play, the script, came out back in 2016, and I actually went to a midnight release party for it at my local chapters. I have a whole montage vlog of it where I went to the event, and I'll try to figure out if I can put a cards for it. Yeah, I'll see if I can figure out if I can put a card for it somewhere, or I'll just link it down below. And we got the book once it hit midnight, so that was really exciting because when I read Harry Potter, they were already all released, so I was unable to ever go to a Harry Potter midnight release party, which I'm really sad about, but I was able to go to it for this. So regardless of how I feel about this by the end of the video, or in general, I will always be super grateful that I at least got to go to the midnight release for it, because that was just a really special event for me. So I came home at around maybe 12:30 in the morning, and I just sat down and I read, I think, almost half of it that night and got through most of it, and then finished it, I believe, when I woke up in the morning. I just remember loving it. I was just so happy to be back in this world and to meet all the children from 19 years later, and I was just living for more Harry Potter. But since then, I have realized that this is kind of crap. It feels like fan fiction. A lot of the things that happen in this book I just don't necessarily love, and even though J.K. Rowling considers The Cursed Child canon, I don't really consider it to be canon, because there's just so many things in it that just don't make sense whatsoever, and the characters that we see in Harry Potter don't feel like themselves. But regardless of that, I'm excited to get into it, and as you can see, I did tab it a lot with a bunch of crap, and I did kind of annotate it the first time. I have sticky notes within the book with notes on them, and I haven't really flipped through this book since first reading it, so I honestly have no idea what these sticky notes say, but I'm just really happy that I have sticky notes that have my original thoughts on them, because then I can kind of compare and contrast how I now feel reading it. I'm really excited, but like I said, I have not read this or really looked in it since 2016, so oof. And I do remember a few key things that happened, a few key plot points. I remember loving Scorpius, Malfoy, my baby. I don't remember a lot of details from this play, and so I'm really excited to kind of reread it and remember everything. The first part of this vlog is going to be me actually rereading the script and sharing my opinions just on the script alone, and then the second part of the video will be me actually going to see the play in New York, because in about a week and a half I'm going to be in New York seeing the play. I'm so excited. It was my birthday present from my parents. I'm going to show a few clips in New York, and then I'm also going to be talking about my thoughts on the play and maybe how it differs from just reading the script, because I've heard from almost every single person who's read the script and then seen the play that they much prefer the play and seeing it in real life, because it's just so magical, and it just comes to life much better and reads better, or comes across better than just reading it as a script. So I'm very excited to kind of see how I feel about it. I'm hoping to love it, because I know my parents spent a lot of money on it, so if I don't love it, I'll be very sad and I'll feel so guilty. I'll be able to talk about all of that in the second half of this video. So when I was planning this video, I didn't even think that I'd ever get to see The Cursed Child, so just the fact that I get to see The Cursed Child just makes this so much more exciting that I can include it in this vlog. I'm so nervous to get into this. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it today, because I have a lot of things that I need to do, but I'm going to do my best to finish it today. And my time turner, because if you guys know nothing about The Cursed Child, the time turner is a huge part of the story, which is what a lot of people have issues with in the first place with the play, but I wore my time turner necklace to kind of coincide with The Cursed Child. I'm very nervous but very excited to get into this, so I'm going to go ahead and get started reading this, and I'm really excited. Oh, so I forgot to mention, but this video is obviously going to contain spoilers. So if you haven't yet read The Cursed Child, there will be spoilers for the script. I'll probably do a non-spoilery part once I get to the actual play. After I've seen the play, I'll do like a non-spoilery, just like how I felt in general about the play, and then I may or may not include some actual spoilers of the play itself. Okay, one thing I do enjoy about The Cursed Child, I'm just at the very first page, is that it kind of like recaps and redoes the beginning of the epilogue in Deathly Hallows, where we get to see Albus and Harry as a grown-up for the first time. So that I do enjoy. I think it's cute. Oh. Harry just told Albus, he says, Hogwarts will be the making of you, Albus. I promise you, there is nothing to be frightened of there. And yet, didn't he almost like die every single year he was at Hogwarts? Okay. Okay, so I'm on page 22 and I've reached my first sticky note, and it's basically just talking about how I feel so bad for Albus because his dad, obviously being Harry Potter, left behind such a legacy, and everyone knows him, he's so famous that he can't possibly live up to the expectations that people will have for him being Harry's son. And basically it's just at the scene where they're at their first flying lesson with Madame Hooch, and his broom won't come up, and I just feel so bad because obviously Harry's was like one of the first to come up in Philosopher's Stone, so I feel bad that he has to try to live up to his dad in some ways, so poor Albus. Okay, so we just got to the part where we find out from Harry that there is a time turner left, which obviously is going to kickstart everything. Yeah, we just had an interaction between Harry and Hermione, and I'm finding that some of the dialogue isn't my favorite. Like, some of it just like doesn't make sense, and I'm finding that I have to reread some lines to understand what's happening. I don't know if that's just me, and if I'm tired, I don't really know, but I'm currently on page 33, so I'm going to continue reading and see what happens. Diggory is one of my least favorite parts of The Cursed Child. He is such a dipshit. Okay, so basically right now, Amos is at Harry's house in the middle of the night and is asking him to help get Cedric Diggory back with a time turner, like going back in time to the Goblet of Fire, the Triwizard Tournament, and bringing Cedric back from the dead. How many years have passed between Goblet of Fire and The Cursed Child? So many. So many. And I know that it would be hard to lose a child, but you think that after that many years you would like come to terms with it? I don't understand. I don't understand. He just said, okay, so Amos has just said, how many people have died for the boy who lived? I'm asking for you to save one of them. And then it just says, this hurts Harry. Poor Harry struggled so much throughout this series with people wanting to die for him. He never wanted anyone to die for him. So like for him to pull that on Harry, I'm mad. Albus pisses me off. He is such an ungrateful prick. Harry's trying to give him this meaningful present and put in effort, and Albus is just brushing him off, and it makes me mad. Makes me mad! I hate this child. I feel feel so bad for Harry. He seems to be trying so hard right now, and Albus just doesn't care. Oh, this little brat. Okay, and then we get to the part that makes me hate it. The thing that Harry would never say. So Harry says, "At least you've got a dad, because I didn't, okay?" Albus: "And you think that was unlucky? I don't." Harry: "You wish me dead?" Albus: "No, I just wish you weren't my dad." Harry: "Well, there are times I wish you weren't my son." Harry would never. Sacred. Okay, so one of the things that annoys me about the Cursed Child and also the Fantastic Beasts franchise, specifically Crimes of Grindelwald, is fan service. So they include little tidbits of things, particularly to get people excited and like nostalgic. Because in like Crimes of Grindelwald, for example, we go back to Hogwarts, you know, there's Dumbledore. They recreate a scene with Lupin and the Bogart with Dumbledore and his students, like whatever. Things that just remind you of the original franchise. So we're at the scene now where the trolley witch jumps up on top of the train where Scorpius and Albus have just gone because they're trying to escape the train before they get to Hogwarts. And she says, "Never, never have I let anyone off this train before they reach their destination. Some have tried. Sirius Black and his cronies, Fred and George Weasley, all have failed." And I'm just like, you just wanted to mention Sirius Black and the Weasley twins. Do you really think if Fred and George, or even Sirius, tried to jump off of the train and leave the train, that they wouldn't have bragged about it or talked about how crazy the trolley witch is? Like, honestly, you really don't think they would have mentioned something? That totally seems like something that they would have talked about. Also, why would they have tried to get off the train? Why would they not want to go to Hogwarts? Like, why? It doesn't make any sense. So, that annoys me. But so far, like, I've been enjoying this for the most part. Like, I've been highlighting a lot of things, of course, but there are just some things that are reaching out at me that are bugging me that did not bug me the first time. Like, while I do love hearing about Sirius and Fred and George, I guarantee that didn't happen. So that's just, yeah. That's just something that I felt like I should point out that's kind of bothering me a little bit while rereading this, that I definitely don't think I noticed the first time that I read it. I do think that some of these scenes will be really, really interesting to see as a play. I'm very excited to see the play and see some of these things acted out. I'm particularly excited to see the magic, like any spells or anything be acted out, because obviously it's live, it's a play. I'm just excited to see that magic in real time, so yay. Okay, so there's a part where Delphi, who is Amos Diggory's niece, and Albus and Scorpius are taking Polydru's potions so they can sneak into the Ministry of Magic in order to steal the Time Turner, and they're like changing on the page, and I'm just like, how in the bloody hell are they gonna do this live on stage? Like, I cannot wait to see how they do that, how they pull that off. Like, that is mind-boggling to me. How they're gonna be able to do this magic on stage. I don't know. I think that's like what I'm most excited to see on stage, seeing the play itself live, is just being able to see how they pull some of this shit off, because how? Okay, so I've just finished Act 1 of The Cursed Child, which brings me to page 86, and I just kind of want to talk about my like overall feelings for the play so far. I've annotated a lot, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, overall, like, I'm not hating it so far, but then again, none of the bad shit has really started to happen. So far, I still don't necessarily love the Harry, Hermione, and like Ron, like, characters that we've known and seen in Harry Potter. I don't necessarily love what they're being portrayed. They just don't seem fully like themselves. But then again, 22 years have passed or something since we've seen them in Deathly Hallows. So, I mean, they could have changed. I don't know. I hate Albus. I mean, I feel bad for him partially. Like, I feel bad that he has to live up to Harry and he's got all these expectations, but at the same time, he is a prick and is bothering me. I love Scorpius. I always love Scorpius. Draco is still an ass. Don't really care for Rose. Delphi, I think I remember something about Delphi, but I could be wrong. I could be misremembering. I don't really know. But yeah, so I'm excited to continue on to Act 2. I think I'm going to take a bit of a break though, because my eyes are starting to feel a little strained. But yeah, so I'm going to put this down for a little bit, but I do want to come back to it in a little bit. So far it's not terrible, but it's also like not amazing either. Okay, so I started Act 2. I'm now on page 108, and they have officially time traveled back to the Tri-Wizard Tournament to the first task to try to stop Cedric from winning the first task. And they've already run into Hermione. They've literally time traveled for like maybe 5 minutes, and already they've seen Hermione, which you're not supposed to be seen by anybody because it can mess things up. And I literally just wrote they really suck at this whole time travel thing because literally they're already messing it up and they've been here for 5 minutes. So this is just like a snapshot of how this whole time travel thing goes for Scorpius and Albus, but oof. Okay, so they've now returned from their time travel, and the only thing that we've so far seen that has changed because of what they did when they were back in 1994, I think it was, is that Albus is now in Gryffindor instead of in Slytherin. But Harry's being a little prick. Yeah, I don't think this is the way that Harry would act. I really don't. I think that's like my biggest annoyance right now is just Harry. That's fun, but I'm gonna get back to reading, but I'm just a teensy bit annoyed at Harry, so. Okay, so we've seen our next thing that has changed because of their time fuckery. And we've now seen that Ron no longer owns a joke shop, so I guess maybe he went into business with George. I don't really know. They never really say, at least not at this point. That he's also not married to Hermione, but he's married to Padma Patil. I don't really know what Cedric not winning the first task of the Tri-Wizard Tournament would affect who Ron marries, but okay. I also wrote a note on a sticky note here where I said, who's Padma, where's Hermione? How did I forget who Padma is? It's Padma Parvati Patil. He went to the Yule Ball with Padma. What an idiot. Okay, so Harry is being a little disrespectful prick to McGonagall, and Hermione is now acting like Snape. She is now the Defense Against the Dark Arts teacher instead of the Minister for Magic, and she is literally being Snape. I really don't understand how this one little thing could make these things happen. I honestly don't think that Cedric and what he did in the tournament would honestly affect any of their lives this greatly. So I'm kind of just like confused as to where like the relevance is with all of this. Let's keep reading, I guess. Okay, so we've kind of gotten a little bit of explanation as to why Hermione and Ron are now the way they are in this new timeline. Basically, Scorpius is telling them that Ron and Hermione went to the Yule Ball as friends, and because there was never that jealousy with her being with Crumb, they never became more than friends. But I can kind of understand. The reason why she didn't go with Crumb was because she saw the Durmstrang boys, because Albus and Scorpius were in Durmstrang robes when they ran into her. She thought that they had something to do with Cedric not winning the task, and it was all like Crumb's fault, so. I mean, I guess it makes sense. At the same time, I'm just like, what the hell? So, it's dinner now, so I'm going to put a pin in this, or more like a bookmark in this. Puns, I'm so funny. And I'm going to return to this after dinner, but I'm on page 138 now, so I'm looking forward to finishing this a little bit later. Okay guys, so it's like 2:35 in the morning. Stopped reading before dinner, and then I ended up watching Harry Potter and writing after dinner, so I haven't been reading, but I just picked The Cursed Child back up. I'm currently listening to an ASMR Rooms. It's the Hot on the Rock one, which is actually my favorite one. I've been annotating these two pages like crazy because Albus is a little ungrateful prick. I hate him. Scorpius is a sweet little cinnamon bun that needs to be protected at all costs, and he needs better friends than Albus, so I said what I said. Okay guys, quick update. There was a line where Albus is like friends and Scorpius is always, after like an argument that they just had, and I had a sticky note in here that says my heart OMG always, in reference to like Snape's quote in Deathly Hallows, and I wrote a little annotation. I was like, ugh, I forgot that I still loved Snape back in 2016, and then I was like, can I please get a time turner to snap some sense into myself? It wasn't until 2017 that I refound a hatred for Snape in my reread of Harry Potter, so we do not love that for me. And there was like a cute moment right after they hugged, and then I was like, you cannot tell me that these two don't belong together and should be in love. But J.K. Rowling is scared of gays, so sucks for us. I forgot that in one of the timelines, Umbridge is back. Actually, no, this is early Umbridge, because Umbridge doesn't come until 5. Oh my lord, what the hell? I'm confusion. I also forgot that well, actually I didn't really forget that Harry Potter dies, I think I just like kind of erased it from my memory a little bit. Because I remember there was a timeline where Albus didn't exist. But I think I just forgot that it was because Harry died. So we don't love that. But what I am enjoying is that this is just Scorpius and Albus isn't here. So let's just enjoy this while it lasts and pretend that Harry isn't dead. Wow, wow, wow. So I remembered Voldemort Day, but wow, Voldemort Day is so stupid. Like, what? And that's the end of part 1. So I'm gonna be watching the play, and I'm watching part 2 the next day. So we're just gonna end it on Scorpius saying Voldemort Day. Oh my god. Wow. I do not like this timeline. I do not like that they've messed with the time turner. So Scorpius in this timeline is a total arse. Like not him time traveling back, but I guess the Scorpius that existed in this timeline is an ass who hates Muggleborns and like lock him up in the dungeon, and I'm just... Don't come for my baby like that, okay? He's an angel. He should have been in Hufflepuff. I'm mad. This timeline just keeps getting worse and worse, because this is also the timeline where we find out that Cedric is a Death Eater. I would rather have Cedric be dead than have Cedric be a Death Eater. Hufflepuff would never, ever be a Death Eater. I am furious. And Snape is also alive. And I put a sticky note when I first read it that said, Snape's alive, prob's the only good thing to come out of this. Oh no, honey. Oh no. I'm ashamed of 16-year-old me, honestly. Like, what an idiot. I can't even anymore with this timeline. Neville is dead, which I totally forgot about. And I'm not okay with it. And Scorpius said that meeting Snape was an honor, and I just, no. It's never an honor to meet Snape. I'm mad. Okay. Hey guys, so I did not end up finishing The Cursed Child last night. On page 180. I was just getting tired. I ran out of memory space on my memory card, and I just decided to finish it today. I'm just going to sit here. I don't know why I'm sitting on my floor. I think I just wanted the aesthetic of my bookshelves in the background while I read. So I'm going to sit here for kind of a change of scenery since you guys have been sitting in front of my bed for this entire vlog so far. I'm excited to continue. I don't remember where we are in the story. Oh, okay, I remember now. Snape. Okay. So I don't remember what happens next, so we're just going to sit here and read and find out together. I think I'm going to put on another ASMR rooms. Okay, so Hermione just said, Ron, I love you and I always have. Ron's like, what? Can we talk about the love thing? Cute. Okay. Now on page 206 in the dream scene of Godric's Hollow and like the graveyard at Harry's parents' graves, and young Harry is talking to Aunt Petunia, and he said they weren't popular. You said they didn't have any friends, and she said no friends, neither of them. And I'm like, excuse me, you lying little bitch. I don't think so. James, having no friends? Are you kidding me? I am offended. So we just go to the part where Delphi is attacking Scorpius and Albus now that she has a time turner, and I put a sticky note that says, what the frick is going on? Who is she really? And then I just wrote, you have a big storm coming, because I had no idea who Delphi was, and I do now know who Delphi is. Let's just say it's probably my least favorite part of this entire play. Let's keep reading, I guess. So I have just finished Act 3. I'm about to start Act 4. And our characters have just found out that Delphi is indeed Voldemort's daughter. And I'm mad about it. Yeah, that's my least favorite part of this whole play. Hermione actually said, how is it even possible? And I'm just like, it isn't. It isn't possible. I'll talk about it more later, but I'm just like mad at the fact that Voldemort has a child. I'm trying not to take this play too seriously. I'm trying to just enjoy it for the trash that it is. I am having like an enjoyable time annotating it and everything. I absolutely hate it. There are just some things that are so so stupid. But it's fine. It's fine. I just got to this plot point that I totally forgot about when I first read the script. So basically, we're back with Scorpius and Albus, and they're realizing Delphi's plans, and she's going back to the day that Lily and James died and Voldemort tried to kill Harry, and she's trying to reverse that and kill Harry to begin with. Hell to the no. I'm not okay with this. I don't remember how this plays out, but I am not here for it, so let's keep reading, I guess. Okay, so sorry if it's a little loud outside, but page 257 now. And Harry is talking to a portrait of Dumbledore, and he's giving him a piece of his mind, saying how bad of like a father figure he was, and how he left him to feel alone, and one, my poor baby Harry, and two, finally he's acknowledging that Dumbledore has done some wrong, and wasn't always the best figure to look up to. I'm sorry, but I still think that Harry should have named Albus after Rubius Hagrid. I'm sorry. I don't think he should have named him after Dumbledore or after Snape. No. Should have named it after Hagrid. I don't make the rules. That's what it should have been. Okay, so now Ginny, Harry, and all of them are in the past with Scorpius and Albus, and Ginny has just realized that no, Delphi is not trying to kill Harry. Delphi is going to just stop Voldemort from doing anything to begin with, because that's what destroyed him in the first place. I forgot this happened. I'm realizing just how much I forgot about what happens in this play. I'm glad that I'm rereading it, and I'm gonna keep reading now. So Delphi just explains that she is a child of Bellatrix and Voldemort, and that she was born in Malfoy Manor before the Battle of Hogwarts. That doesn't add up. Now, 5:16 p.m. and I just finished rereading Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and I have some thoughts. So overall, like, it was an enjoyable time. Like, I don't think this is like quality or anything. I don't think it stacks up to the Harry Potter books by any means. I also do agree with people who say that this is fan fiction. It feels like fan fiction. It reads like a fan fiction. Not like in a bad way. Like, okay, not saying that fan fiction is bad, but it just doesn't feel like a part of the official universe. It doesn't feel fully right in alignment with everything else. Do you know what I mean? And it doesn't feel like the story came from the original creator. I know it wasn't officially written by J.K. Rowling, but the idea was hers, and she like had to sign off and everything, and I just don't understand how that happened. I think it'd be fun to go back to my original wrap-up where I read this and kind of see what I originally thought when I first read it, and kind of compare and contrast how I currently feel about it. We go in a bit deeper into my thoughts. I'm just gonna put up on the screen. Hey, how are you doing? My name is Brittany, and let's talk about books. So today I'm filming my July wrap-up. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child script. I love this thing. I'm gonna tell you, it was amazing. I give it 5 out of 5 stars. I highly recommend that you read it. If you love the Harry Potter series, you're gonna love this. It was everything that I wanted it to be. Obviously, I didn't say a whole lot. I wasn't very good at wrap-ups back then, but as you can tell, I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars the first time. I said it was absolutely amazing, everything that I wanted. So yes, my thoughts have changed. I do not feel the same way now. It's definitely not a 5 out of 5 star. I think I'm leaning more towards like a 3 star. I didn't hate it. I had a good time while reading it, and some parts were enjoyable. I obviously love Scorpius. Like, I have to get some like points for Scorpius. Overall, it's just not it. It's not great. I obviously during this vlog talked about all the things that bothered me, all the spoilery things. I didn't get to talk too much about Delphi being Voldemort's child. Not just Voldemort's child, but Voldemort and Bellatrix. But there's this line where she says, "The child of Bellatrix was strange and new. I was born in Malfoy Manor before the Battle of Hogwarts, a battle you were going to lose. I have come to save you." I've never understood this. How is that even possible? For her to have been born in Malfoy Manor before the Battle of Hogwarts. One, wouldn't somebody who was in Malfoy Manor know about her? Unless they had their like memories wiped or something. It makes no sense, because when we visit Malfoy Manor in Deathly Hallows, the Malfoys are there, Wormtail is there, a bunch of Death Eaters are there. People would have known that they had a child, right? And then also we see Bellatrix, and I don't know, like, you would think that there would be some signs of a child or that she was pregnant, but no, like how would Bellatrix, as a pregnant woman, be a Death Eater? How would she go about her Death Eater tasks while pregnant? It doesn't make any sense with the timeline of Harry Potter. I don't know if I'm just being an idiot or if this like genuinely doesn't make any sense, so please comment down below if this makes sense to you and try to explain it to me because I am profoundly confused. Okay, just quick interlude from editing Brittany here, but I just did some research on Delphi and the Battle of Hogwarts and the timeline of Deathly Hallows, and it still makes no sense. So Delphi, according to like Harry Potter wiki, says that Delphi was born March 1998, like around that time. Battle of Hogwarts was May 2nd, as we all know. And then I was thinking, well, we visited the Malfoy Manor once during Deathly Hallows, and that was during when Harry was like caught by Snatchers, and so they were brought to Malfoy Manor because they were like, oh, we finally got Harry Potter, we can call the Dark Lord. So they brought him to Malfoy Manor to Lucius and Narcissa and Bellatrix and all of them. We see Bellatrix in this scene. So I tried to Google when the event at Malfoy Manor takes place, and I found out that it takes place around Easter time. Easter is in April, so Delphi would have already been born, so there would have been a baby somewhere in Malfoy Manor. And on Harry Potter wiki it says that Delphi was born in secret in Malfoy Manor, but I'm sure there would have been some sign of her, so this still makes absolutely no sense to me. And another thought, Draco Malfoy obviously lives in the Malfoy Manor. He was present in Malfoy Manor, so you would think that unless his memory was wiped, that he would remember there being a baby born in Malfoy Manor at that time, and so since he is in the Cursed Child, then he could say, hey, Voldemort had a child or Bellatrix had a child. Isn't that a little fishy? But no, he didn't. So I'm wondering, like, if this is to be considered canon, then their memories must have been wiped, or, you know, they didn't tell them that it was Voldemort's kid, or something must have happened, but it still just bothers me to no end that this is even, like, a thing. So now I'm just kind of more annoyed at this whole, like, plot point. Like, I think it would have just been a whole lot better if they just made Delphi, like, an avid follower of Voldemort and, like, someone who really admired Voldemort as opposed to his actual, like, kid. It's just a little thing from editing, Brittany. And this is kind of what I mean by, like, fan fiction, is that it just doesn't make sense with the original timeline, and it just feels like somebody didn't do their research well enough. Yeah, so that's, like, one of the main things that really pisses me off is the whole Bellatrix and everything with Bellatrix and Voldemort having a child. But yeah, so like overall, it was just a fun, enjoyable, I guess, read, and I tried not to take it too seriously because I obviously don't like not enjoying things, especially Harry Potter things. I'm obviously very excited to see this as a play. I didn't take it too seriously. With that being said, there are problems with it, so I think I'm gonna land on a 3-star because I didn't hate it, but obviously I don't love it. Definitely not as much as I first did. This does not deserve a 5 stars. Which pains me because I never rate Harry Potter anything but 5 stars, but it's fine. There were a lot of parts in the script where I can't wait to see how they do it live. All of the magic, all the time traveling, Polyjuice Potion, Transfiguration, like those things I just think will be so magical to see on stage. Also flying I think will be really fun. I'm very excited to see how they pull these things off, and since I'm fairly close to the stage, I'm hoping that I will actually be able to see some things and just be able to get like a good look at everything. I don't really know. I've never been to a Broadway show. I've never been to New York. I've never seen a play, so I'm just like looking so forward to this. That's where I'm going to leave you with my thoughts on The Cursed Child. 3 out of 5 stars. I think this is the best that I could have hoped for out of this rereading experience because I already knew that I wasn't going to love it as much, but I think the fact that I enjoyed it at all is a miracle, and I'm really happy that I at least enjoyed it a little bit, or at least had fun while doing it. I think annotating really added something to it, and I really enjoyed doing that. Kind of making some jokes and like making fun of it a little bit was just fun, so I will see you guys in the next half of this vlog, which for you is like its second, but for me it's still like a week.
Yes, absolutely.
So it is August 13th. I got back from New York on Sunday and I am ready to film my ending clip for this Cursed Child vlog. I'm so excited. So I saw The Cursed Child on Broadway. Okay. I had such a good time. Like you guys. Such a good time. It was so magical. I just want to talk quickly about the play of the script. I think I remember leaving you guys off saying that like this wasn't amazing, like it was just kind of like a fun time. I didn't take it too seriously, so like while the plot is stupid, I still like enjoyed myself while reading it. Kind of how I felt about the script. Now about the play. So these are my two show bills for parts 1 and parts 2, but I kind of just want to quickly talk about my overall non-spoilery thoughts in case you guys have read the script but haven't yet been able to actually go see the play. But if you guys ever get the chance to go see the play, definitely do, especially on Broadway with this cast. Go do it. So I'm going to talk about my overall non-spoilery thoughts, and then I'll get kind of more in depth into the separate parts of the play. I thought that it was so well done. Like I was a little nervous going into it because I thought that I would have my expectations set way too high despite knowing the problems that the script has, and so I thought that my expectations were going to be way too high and I was going to be let down. Let me tell you, that was not the case. My expectations were set high and they were exceeded. This play was so well done in every single aspect. The acting was incredible. So incredible to the point where I'm actually sad that if I ever get the opportunity to see this play again, it won't be with this cast. That's how sad I am. That's how much I loved the cast. Like, I loved every single person in this cast. I think I only had one slight problem with one of the actors, and it was with the Hermione actor. She just talked a little bit too quickly in some parts, and so it was kind of hard to follow what she was saying. Besides that, like, the acting was stellar. I absolutely adored the people who played Albus and Scorpius. They were my favorites. My absolute favorites. Like, if you can make me like Albus Severus Potter, which Nicholas Padani made me like Albus, like, you're doing a great job if you can pull that off. And then the guy who played Scorpius, his name is Bubba. I can't remember what his last name is, but Bubba. He just brought Scorpius to life in such a beautiful, magical way. You guys know Scorpius is my favorite character. Scorpius is everyone's favorite character from The Cursed Child, like, I'm pretty sure. He just did such an amazing job, just really brought him to life, and I am so grateful for that. So like, wow. So obviously I loved the cast. The production of this play was done so well. The lighting, the props, the sets, the magic. Oh my god. Everyone always says like you see the magic and you have no idea how they pulled it off. I can say, if you guys don't know, I was sitting kind of close to the stage. I was in row D, so I was like four rows in from the stage to the side, so I had like a really amazing view, and because I was so close I could see how they were doing things, but it was kind of like common sense of how they were doing things. I'm gonna keep the secrets for you guys, but it was just so well done. It was so flawless and seamless and amazing, so I really enjoyed that. And like I said, the sets were really magical and cool, and if you guys have read the play, there are certain things that I also talked about earlier that I wasn't sure how they were going to pull it off, like the underwater scene in the Great Lake and like time travel and Polyjuice Potion. I had no idea how they would pull that off live on stage, and can I just tell you that they did a beautiful job. Like, I was blown away, blown out of the water by how they managed to pull these things off, and I was just in awe of them, and they must have worked so incredibly hard to learn how to do these things and to just pull everything off so beautifully. And I'm just in awe of how talented these actors are and these people are who brought this play to life, because it could not have been an easy job. So I'm just like, wow, so in awe. I wanted to talk about how seeing it live on Broadway kind of enhanced my feelings about the play and kind of made me enjoy the script more, because I'm now so obsessed with the play, and I literally keep tweeting about it and posting about it. I cannot stop thinking about this play. I just want to see this play every single night of my life, and I would be so happy. Like, I would never get tired of it. I would just sit there with a huge smile on my face like I already did and just like have the time of my life. But yeah, so obviously I'm obsessed with the play, and so it kind of just like made me appreciate the script all that much more. While like I was watching the play and I could still like, I'm like, oh yeah, this is still stupid, but I was having so much fun and it was done so well that I didn't even care that it was stupid. I was just having a good time. And so now I'm like so excited to reread this one day. Low-key kind of want to read it right now, but I'm not going to, so that I can just visualize everything, because I did find that while I was reading the script, I was kind of envisioning it like a movie instead of like a play. But now since I've seen the play, I can now erase those images that were in my head previously and replace them with images from the play. And I just, oh god, guys, I want to see this play again. And I know I probably will never get the opportunity to do so, but I'm just like, wow. It was so good. It was so freaking good. So that's kind of like my non-spoilery thoughts. So now I'm going to get into the spoilery feelings about each part of the play. So if you guys have not yet seen the play, or click out of the video now, thanks for watching if you're about to click off, but spoilery talk starting now. But I loved each part pretty much the same. I don't feel like I prefer one part to the other. They were both really enjoyable to me. So like I mentioned a little bit earlier, I did say because I was sitting so close, I could see some of how they pulled the magic off. So there were some parts where characters were flying, or where characters were being levitated, or things were being levitated, and I could see the strings. But that's just because I was sitting so close and at like the right angle to see it. But if you're sitting far back in the theater, you're not going to be able to see those strings and how it's being pulled off. And seeing that didn't ruin it for me. In the Great Lakes scene, it was so magical. Like, even though I know how they did it, like, wow, it just like blew me away. They had this like thing come down that looked like water, and then they had the actors for Albus and Scorpius on strings behind it, like levitating, and they were like flying in the air pretending to swim behind the thing, and it looked so real. It really looked like they were swimming, and it was just so amazing and so well done, and I was like blown away. I was like, oh my god, this is how they're doing it. And I was so excited. And then there's also the time travel, which I was really not sure how they were gonna do, and they did such a good job. They basically just had like the actors like freeze on stage, and they did like this ripple effect with like lighting, which was like so cool, and it was amazing. Like, oh, so good. I enjoyed it every single time they time traveled. And then they did the polyjuice potion, and it was so freaking cool because they basically had like, I guess they had like the other actor in the cloak, and they would like switch places in the cloaks. Like a head would go down, another head would pop up. It was so cool. Guys, it was so cool. And it happened again in part 2 when they transfigured Harry into Voldemort. Wow. So freaking well done. Like, I couldn't believe what was happening in front of my eyeballs. Like, it just went from Harry to Voldemort, and I was like, oh shit. Also, can I just talk about Moaning Myrtle? Moaning Myrtle. She was another part that I wasn't sure how they were going to pull off, because she's a ghost, so I wasn't sure how they were going to try to make her come off in the place. Basically, they just kind of put her in like drab colored clothing, but like the like matching makeup on her face to make her look like a ghost. I thought it was really well done. And this actress, oh, I loved her so much. She did such an amazing job capturing Moaning Myrtle, speaking like Moaning Myrtle, and she was so funny. Like, she was hilarious. Everyone in the theater was laughing. I love Moaning Myrtle to no end. I think she's creepy and wonderful and hilarious and such like good comic relief. I adore Moaning Myrtle. Yeah, wow. I can't even put like my thoughts into words, because I'm just like, wow. Oh my god, there was a fight between Draco and Harry, and they were just like being levitated and thrown around the room, and like the magic was so cool, and it was so captivating to watch. The ending was really well done. It looked so cool. And like, I obviously knew it was coming because I'd read the script, but like for people who are just going to the play and not reading the script, like my parents, I thought that was really well done and really suspenseful and really exciting. Let's just talk about like the cast real quick. So like I said, I loved the cast. My favorites were Albus and Scorpius as actors, Nicholas and Bubba. But I also really loved the actress who played McGonagall. She was Scottish, so she had McGonagall's voice like down to a T. It was so good. Obviously, Moaning Myrtle was a favorite. I really liked the guy who played Harry. I feel like he really captured who Harry is in the way that he speaks. And I feel like he kind of really like took from Daniel Radcliffe, and I could like I could almost imagine that being Daniel Radcliffe. It was so good. He did such a good job, and I actually met him afterwards, and he was so nice. I loved the guy who played Ron. He was really funny. I also felt like he really captured Ron pretty well. The girl who played Rose was so beautiful, and I don't love Rose as a character, but like I felt like she really brought her to life and did a really good job. She also had to play young Hermione in some scenes, and I feel like she did a good job there too. Hagrid was adorable. The guy who played Hagrid is the same guy who did the Sorting Hat. So those are kind of like my favorite actors. The guy who played young Harry was freaking adorable. I also met him. He was super cute. So part 2, obviously the beginning of part 2 is my favorite purely because Scorpius is just there, and I love Scorpius. Love that. Yeah, again, the magic was so well done. The fire magic transfiguring into Voldemort. Oh my god, the Cruciatus Curse. So Delphi performs the Cruciatus Curse on Scorpius a couple of times, and it just looked so cool. Like, she would do the spell, and then they would put like this spotlight, this like flickering like spotlight, kind of like a strobe light kind of thing maybe, on Scorpius, and he'd be like moving, like falling in like slow motion, and it was so freaking close. Oh my god, so there were some parts where like near the end of part 2 where there were like scene changes, like abrupt scene changes, but they stay on the stage. They don't go off the stage to change scenes. They're just on the stage. And so what they did was they would like put like a special lighting on the stage, and they would kind of like move in slow-mo, and then like there'd be like a snap, and like the lighting would go back to normal, and then they would just go like right into the scene, and I don't know why, but it was so captivating to watch. I highly enjoyed those parts, and there was quite a few of them near the end, and I was just living my best life. Yeah, wow, just like everything was so freaking well done. Like, I can't even describe to you how much I loved this play. It was so freaking good. Yeah, I feel like I just don't know if I have anything else to say. I'll probably remember things when I'm done filming this, but I just had such a good time. I had such a good time meeting the cast afterwards. I didn't put in that many clips of it. I also didn't take pictures with all of them. I took pictures with 3 of them. But I met the guy who played Albus. I met young Hermione / Rose. I met Amos Diggory / Dumbledore. He was my favorite, or one of my favorites to me. He was so much fun. I took a picture with him, Rose, and Albus. And then I met young Harry Potter, Lily Jr. I met Lily Jr. and McGonagall. And I met Harry. I think those are the people that I met. All signed my part 2 show bill. I met those ones. I wish the guy who plays Scorpius would come out. I really wanted him to come out and meet him, but I'm just really lucky that the guy that played Albus came out. I was kind of getting worried that he wasn't going to. He was the last one to come out. I'm really happy that I met him because he made me love Albus. So, I mean, is that he just really brought Albus to life in a way that the script couldn't do on its own. But overall, I had such a good time. It was so beautiful. Like I said, I missed the play. I want to see it again. Everything about it was so magical. Besides that, I think that's all I really have to say. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I know that I had a lot of fun filming it and obviously going to see the play, so thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy it, give it a huge thumbs up. Comment down below what your thoughts are on The Cursed Child. Let me know if you've only read the script or if you've managed to see the play, where you saw the play. I know it's playing in a few different places, and it's coming to San Francisco soon and Toronto next year. If you guys have seen the play, let me know what you thought about it, spoiler free, in the comments, please. And to let me know all of your thoughts about The Cursed Child, because I know there are some people who really despise The Cursed Child, but I'm not one of them. I think it's kind of dumb, but it's super fun, and I don't take it too seriously. I don't consider it as a part of the series, so I think that's another reason why I love it more than other people, but in general, I just thought it was a lot of fun.